It has been 2 years since we moved into this amazing space, and in that time, we've really worked to make it not just a shop, but a fun place to be. From murals to workbenches, to couches to storage shelves, we have a fun mix that makes us excited to go to work every day. The last 2 years has been pretty awesome, and in that time, we've been very busy, and even more so lately with all the various work we have in the shop. Well, we decided to slow down and knock out some much needed shop updates and organizational projects, which is a focus of this video. Our first stop in this journey is actually another shop in the St. Louis area called Cycle House Performance. The owner, Jerry, has been a staple of the motorcycle community with providing high quality and honest work to countless individuals over the years. After a long run, Jerry has decided to retire, and with that retirement, has decided to sell off everything in the shop. Seth and I decided to purchase a variety of tools, parts, and equipment to help us improve our shop and workflow. I ended up buying a workbench, an air blaster, a lot of airline which we'll install eventually, a bunch of carburetor parts, and even a CB500 to help get it out of his way. Well, we got a new metal table and the matching vise that went here. So this will be good for tearing some stuff down, quick, easy cleaning. Needed something like that. We've got a nice wood bench over there, and then we've got the clean benches up front. So Seth here with his new Chariot. Look at this, not one, but two Nighthawks in a matter of a week.
As it should be.
As far as the workbench's location, we're actually putting it in between the plating station and the parts washer, and that is to help eliminate any cross-contamination because that is an ongoing issue that we face, and this is just the ideal spot for it. So this workbench is definitely a welcome addition. We have more storage below, which we need, and then this, just being a metal top, and we got oil on here, it's not gonna soak in. It's a lot easier to clean up. So this is pretty awesome. It did come with, or I did buy the same vise, and then this is a reed, which is pretty cool, so it's an older one. I still gotta bolt it down, but we needed a vise back here really bad. So still always working on organization, and everything back here is just temporary. We got a lot going on, but we have another workbench, which is awesome. Our next area of focus is actually the workbench on the right, and specifically above it. You can notice here we have a teeny tiny little board of a shelf that just wasn't big enough for anything, and it was a temporary measure. So we decided to take that down. I wanted to build an entire new shelf and then also stick some lighting under it because it's just really dark in that corner. We definitely wanted to add some light, so this is just made, like doing carburetors and any work up here a lot, just a lot better. So the shelf is nice. I also went ahead and hung up my my drill holders. I went ahead and hung up my drill holders. I actually made a video way back in the day on making these. That's a really handy tool. But got my charger mounted up, and then we got Seth requested a little bitty fan so it can help blow some fumes, away from the corner there as we're working. So I went ahead and also hung up the whiteboard sideways. So we have that. Got some more bins for the books, so that's good. And then over here, really nothing has changed except for maybe just eliminating some of the clutter that I had back there. But the eventual goal is to maybe put another shelf in there, or do like my wiring caddy that I made, maybe hang that up there and add some more light as well. because this space could be optimized further. Now, an added bonus of replacing that shelf above the workbench meant I had a spare shelf. So of course, I decided to put it in the kitchen because it was really kind of a mess. There was no space to put anything. So I put it above the sink and it would help eliminate a lot of clutter. Now upstairs is a little bit of a flex space. To the right is where we do a lot of our eBay parts and have some extra parts storage. And the table that I was using was just an adjustable height that didn't quite fit the space as well as it could have, leaving a little bit of room to be desired. So I decided to actually take that out. I'm going to use it as a desk. And then to help optimize the space, I went ahead and cut up a countertop and made a custom fit workbench that really helps free up some extra space. This is such a nice spot. Got our shadow box back here. And all of this is now usable space. All right, guys, the space here is really coming together. This has turned into such a really cool workspace. And things like the lighting over the bench here, we've been really focusing on functionality and organization. So one of the fun things, though, is something I've always wanted to add, and that is a neon sign. So in this box, I have a new neon sign, and this comes from Hyperlite. We're gonna be putting this right here in this perfectly empty kind of blank canvas of an area, and I think it's gonna look great because there's also an outlet, and that's really our best option. So as I mentioned, this comes from Hyperlite, and if you remember, they did the lights out back. So we have all of those LEDs in the warehouse portion, super bright back there, it's well lit, and we were very happy with those. So they actually reached out to me to do a neon sign. All you have to do is actually submit a photo, and they create a rendition off of that. So it's time to get this thing unboxed, and let's see what we have. Whoa.
It's like a giant pizza box.
Dude, you said pizza.
It's a pizza.
I want pizza now. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, it's got a remote. That's awesome. I was really hoping it would have one of those. Packaging 10 out of 10. I can't even get this thing out. I'm so excited about this. All right. So check that out. So of course, this is an LED setup, and these are just more meant to mimic like the look of neon. And then I think the paint behind here is kind of a special reflective type material. So it should look really cool and really reminiscent of neon whenever we plug it in, which is going to be here in a few moments. So it looks like within the packaging, of course, we have the power inverter or adapter, an LED dimmer, of course, the wiring actually from the light, a remote, so that's pretty cool. Comes with, like a cable setup in case you do want to hang this thing instead of actually screwing it to the wall. But we're going to go ahead and screw it to the wall because we have all of the necessary mounting hardware. So these little dudes here, those are going to allow it to have like kind of a floating appearance. So that'll be neat. It'll be elevated probably about 3/4 of an inch off the wall. Okay, we got our power wire hooked up. This is ran to there. Drum roll.
Drum roll.
Sweet. It looks good. I dig it. It'll look better when it's further away too. So I'm gonna shut the lights off. Not gonna be the most accurate representation because we got the window back here, but that's neat. I love it. So, and for those who don't know, there's a couple fun things about my logos. So I drew this out. It's kind of the sunset logo. And then I tried to have like just the essence of a motorcycle. It's kind of like Speedy in a cafe. So bottom of the frame or exhaust, whatever. We got a little cowl here, just that kind of flat horizontal cafe line. And then this logo, the BHB, is actually inspired by the DeLorean Motor Company, because Back to the Future is my favorite movie. And the DMC logo is like mirrored front to back. So that's why I flipped one letter, and that's why it's that way. Okay. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. We're just playing with the remote here with the brightness settings. This is at 10%. Yeah. It's a little intense. That's cool. Let's see. So, yeah, you can, that's cool. I like that. So, let's get this thing on the wall. I'm really glad that wasn't full brightness when I just plugged it in. I would have died.
I can change that for you. I have power.
I'm just saying, this fourth hole lines up. Dead nuts.
I'm impressed.
Me too. Get my grubby fingerprints off of this thing. So that's 100%. I'm gonna go 50, which I think is better. Yeah. 20. And yes, I gotta kind of put the remote back here because I did hide the receiver, so that's fine. Nice. I'm sure I'm backlit and I am invisible.
Yeah, basically.
10 or 100.
Go back to 100.
40%.
I like that.
We'll just keep it like that. We have a remote for these things. Okay. That's that. I like it. I just want to say thanks again to Hyperlite for this awesome sign. If you guys are interested in something like this, head over to hyperlite.com. Use my code BRICKHOUSE for a discount. I'll have everything in the description. Now, another challenge that we face up here is all about air. So the only compressor that we have is actually just that little red compressor there. And that was always supposed to just be a temporary solution. So it takes a little bit to get that thing charged up enough to actually use the lifts. And there's really not much air capacity or anything like that. So it just has to run all the time if you need it at all. And so our mission is to actually get air from the back all the way up to the front. So that's gonna take me to the back. I'll show you what we have as a solution. Now back here, of course, we have our gigantic freaking compressor. And I have air ran, it's that hose reel, but I want to get it to the front of the shop. So I'm going to run some line all the way up, and then basically we have to go over top of that area. So we have to go like over the drop ceiling and then all the way to the front. But we do have a good solution now. So obviously this blue line, we got that from Cycle House. So we have, let's see, we at least have this piece, and then there should be a box okay. And then we have a box down here, there's like 100 feet of it and some fittings, so we should have enough to actually get it from point A to point B. Now up here, my goal would be to actually drop it down from about that little corner there. So coming from the drop ceiling, maybe down, it looks like, there was already some kind of hole there from something, but coming down and then maybe putting like a hose reel there or something perhaps, I'm not sure. down a little lower. We got to really think this out. Or doing a hose reel right in the middle of this support, that might be the most convenient. But regardless, we're gonna get air up here. It's much needed. Now, another awesome thing that we have added are these mobile parts racks. So this is gonna help us get everything off of the floor, because basically this room was entirely filled up on the floor. I have my CBX stuff out right now because I'm actively working on it. But we had a little mishap with the CB750 chopper in the past. We had somebody come in and step on a side cover that I had on the floor over there on a blanket. So that sucked. But anyway, this is just adding space. We can move these around, and it's just, you know, overall safer for things like Z1 side covers and tanks and stuff like that. So everything is pretty well organized. And you can see the Z is making progress. You guys will see a update video on this. And speaking of future videos, of course, we have a blue SV650 on the table. So I was undecided on if I wanted to make a video on this, but we have been recording, so I will put something together on bringing this bike back to life. So it's been a bit of a challenge, but we got it done. And then, of course, we have CBX stuff on the table. So check this out. We've got cylinders and pistons, or cylinder and pistons. So I'm actively working on this, and there will be videos, just have to be patient. And of course, we just have a lot of other stuff in the shop. I always say that because it's just always the truth. So of course we have the Nighthawks back there. You guys saw a recent video of Seth's bike, and then this one we're just doing some service on. And so we have been battling getting an old liner out of this tank. It won't be in a video because we're fighting it. So I don't want to invest more time than I have to on that. So another thing, my Triumph. I'm sorry, but there won't be a video on this because not everything could be a video. It just has to be for me. I don't want to make it work, but I did get this thing up and running. It is leaking a lot of oil right now. But this is going to be a very fun project. I've been enjoying the shit out of it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's always good to do a little shop update video. I'm gonna close this one out and leave you with some bonus clips from another dealership called Donaldson Cycles. This is a 1975 Norton, still in the crate. But anyway, I hope you guys liked it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.